Hi, Henry Edwards here, reporting on day 6 of my 21-day I Quit Complaining challenge. This challenge was created by Christine Lewicki, an author at my publisher, Motivational Press, and her book has sold 400,000 copies in France. It's coming out in the States this month. I hope you check it out and get it and read it. I'm very excited about it, and that's why I'm doing my 21-day I Quit Complaining challenge. So today I had a really good day. I didn't complain. And in fact, every day, like today, I'm finding that about 3 or more people are talking to me about, so Henry, you complaining? And I get to talk to them about that. And in fact, a couple friends are doing the I Quit Complaining challenge because of this. Leslie Bailey, I bumped into her today at the dry cleaners, and she said that she and Sloan are trying not to complain. And then in the UK, Haley Amanda Paget told me on Facebook that she's also doing the challenge and is seeing my YouTube videos, which is great. And Courtney Daly and I had a phone call today, and we talked about the I Quit Complaining challenge. So it's been wonderful. So I want to give thanks to all those people. So what I want to do now is talk about a new topic, but let's review what I've talked about so far. I've talked about Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that says that we should look at what happens to us, both good and bad, with some detachment, some equanimity, which helps us to complain less, feel less pain, feel less discomfort. I've also talked about Viktor Frankl, and yesterday read a quote of his, and I'll paraphrase it. Between stimulus and response, there is a space, and in that space is our freedom. And so I have an acronym, GAP, for gratitude, acceptance, and patience. So in that space between something that happens that might be annoying to you, that you might want to complain about, and your response, you can feel gratitude about all that you have. You can accept the world on the world's terms, because most of it we can't control. And then patience. So in that moment, what should I do? The thing I think about is in Buddhism, they talk about skillful means. So having some skill in that moment. Well, today I'm going to go back to Robin Kowalski's work. She's a psychologist that I talked about a few episodes back, and I want to talk about this study she did with colleagues called Pet Peeves and Happiness. How do happy people complain? So it's a great study. What she did, she wanted to investigate the relationships among mindfulness, happiness, and the expression of pet peeves. So pet peeves she calls complaints about very specific events, persons, and behaviors. So what she and colleagues did is they took 410 male and female college students, mostly female, about 2-to-1 ratio, and they listed their pet peeves. And they also tested them on measures of well-being, happiness, mindfulness, other things like that. And they found that the number of pet peeves that these students listed was inversely correlated to relationship satisfaction, well-being, and mindfulness at different levels. And their hypothesis was that there was a mediating role of mindfulness in the relationship between happiness and pet peeves. So this was a correlational study, so you have to take it with a grain of salt. And I don't know if it's been followed up. I'm going to dig in more into that research, but it's suggestive, certainly, that being mindful may be the mechanism through which individuals who are happy engage in less frequent expressions of their pet peeves. So that's just an interesting thing that there is some correlational evidence that Robin Kowalski and colleagues have found that expression of pet peeves may be inversely related to well-being, markers of well-being, which is common sense, but it's always more interesting when you find some scientific evidence. And sometimes scientific evidence is counterintuitive. But I'm going to keep looking at her work. Her work is very interesting, and I'm not finding a lot in the psychology literature about complaints. It's mostly in consumer behavior literature. So I'm going to keep looking at this. Meantime, be well, and don't forget to see and savor what's going right in the world. And I'll see you tomorrow.